Welcome back to Footy SA and time for our SANFL update for Farmers Union Iced Coffee. And remember, it's a Farmers Union Iced Coffee or it's nothing. Don't forget $5,000 up for grabs for our Farmers Union Iced Coffee medalists. More on that in this week's nominee in a moment. But we have a look at the round of footy, round 6, and the results so far. And 3 big games of footy. And Central Districts beat North Adelaide yesterday by 7 points. Retzlaff kicked 3 and Thomas among the best, while Mitchell kicked 5 for North Adelaide. West Adelaide had a very big win over Adelaide. Filkey, famous South Australian name, kicked 3. And Carroll and Robinson among the best. And then South Adelaide Barmy have been a great story. They beat Norwood by 40 points. And Brad Gotch is having some sort of a season as the coach, and his son among the best.
He's a terrific man, Gotcha. It's great to see that he's having some success there. I'm looking at the SANFL ladder and it says South Adelaide on top.
Well, take us through it, Barmy. South on top of Port and then Sturt and the Eagles. So,
well, Port looked the strongest team, there's no doubt about that. It's and Adelaide are probably disappointed with their expansion team, but I saw Norwood play North the other day, and I'm expecting Norwood to get up, but North played pretty well as well. So I think there's a lot to do in that comp. I don't think anything's decided at the minute.
It's good to see the actual ladder. If you compare it to last year, I know it's got the 10 teams, but Norwood and Central's are sort of down the bottom. Some teams have jumped up in Sturt and South, which has been fantastic for the competition.
And Adelaide's struggling a bit, Barmy. It's amazing how much impact your senior team has on the way down into the next level, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's difficult too to put together they've all seen that the way to go is to have your own team, but when you're looking for the extra players who aren't on your list, sometimes that's a very, very difficult thing to manage. But I'm sure they will get it right, but at the moment they'll be a bit disappointed.
What was great for South Australian footy last week was the first time that the showdown came down a level into the SANFL, and Port Adelaide and Adelaide took their first SANFL game regional. Went to Clare, which is fantastic, beautiful part of the world, Welly. Port Adelaide had a big win here in front of more than 5,000 people, but it lit the area up, didn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. You can see the crowd there, and the people in the country SA, they always support the footy. If there's ever a game on, they'll come up in droves, and it's great that they're getting out there and promoting football in the north of Adelaide.
We're looking at Tex Walker there, who would have thought he'd be playing a game of footy at Clare, Barmy, but just shows you he is a long time in footy with injuries.
I tell you what, that is one of the best parts of the world, the Clare Valley. The way that you've got the farmers and the wine district and the whole thing, it's a beautiful part of the world. I'm glad they went up there and played this game.
And Mitchell, of course, dominated, and no wonder he earned the recall yesterday. And I thought he was fantastic in his recall yesterday, and Logan was among the best. So, wonderful effort by both clubs, Port Adelaide and Adelaide, in the SANFL for going up there and playing that game in Clare. And long may that game be taken to regional South Australia. A real win for SANFL footy. Well, Michael Wunke, who's a previous nominee of the Farmers Union Iced Coffee Medal, he's having a ripping season. He kicked 6 last week for the Eagles, and recently during the week he caught up with Tristan Fernanda.
All right, Michael, tell us about your footballing journeys. Grew up in Adelaide, obviously had some time with North Melbourne, now back in the SANFL. Has it been a good journey?
It has. I've been to a few clubs now. I started my junior career at North Adelaide and obviously went to Melbourne for a couple of years and came back and went back to the home club and then moved again to South Adelaide, and now I've landed myself at Woodville West Torrens. So.
You moved back to the SANFL, played with South Adelaide, had some success there as leading goal kicker. Tell us about your time at that club.
I spent 3 years there and did have some success. Made a move now, and I think it's a positive move, and I'm just looking forward to this year.
So tell us about how the Eagles are tracking for the 2014 campaign. Do you think you're actually well placed to put yourselves in finals contention?
I think it's been a good pre-season. It hasn't been probably as long as what I've had previously. We only started in the start of December. Because they played in a couple of finals. So it's been good, it's been tough like every pre-season, but we're just looking to get stuck into the real stuff. I think we've got 2 trials and then into the season, so I'm really looking forward to that.
It's always tough to predict how an SANFL season's going to pan out because of the new faces and departures. Who are some of the new faces we can look forward to seeing play at the Eagles?
We've got a couple of boys from Central Districts in James Boyd and Jacob Templeton, who I think are going to be pretty handy pickups. James is obviously a well-established midfielder, and Jacob has played a handful of games down back at Central, so I think probably those two are going to be probably the standouts and the keys for us this year.
All right, so Michael, the key elements the Eagles need to focus on and do well if you are to achieve success in 2014?
I think it's obviously full team defence and pressure these days in footy. I think you see the the team with the best defence wins majority of games, and obviously won the premiership last year in Norwood. So I think that's probably the key area that we've been training on and practising on during the summer.
Michael Wunke there having a great season for the Eagles. He's already a nominee in the Farmers Union Iced Coffee Medalist, and this week's nominee in the Farmers Union Iced Coffee Medalist is Joel Cross of South Adelaide. So, of 2012 Magarey medalist, having a ripping season. Well done to Joel. He's this week's nominee. He's in line to win the $5,000 at the end of the year for Farmers Union Iced Coffee. Each and every week we recognise a player who is hard-working, determined and has the win-at-all-costs attitude. Remember, it's a Farmers Union Iced Coffee or it's nothing. And well done to Joel Cross, who is an elite talent for South Adelaide and will be a key part of their...
You sure he's elite? You better ask him to reach
Yeah,
first.
all right. He's a reasonably very good player.
won a Brownlow,
very
yeah.
good player. Oh, geez, grumpy Rich, isn't he?
He's
Snap out of it.
one of Magarey, though.
Yeah, he's one of Magarey.
Oh,
I was going to call him elite. Fantastic. Plenty more to come, including our local footy wrap right up next on Footy SA.